Hey guys, Auspicious Aussie here, and welcome to episode 21 of the Inter Miami series. Now, today's episode going to be a double header against Columbus Crew and then Atlanta United as well. We go into the league table here. We are definitely doing better than we have ever done before. We currently find ourselves first in the Eastern Conference. We have a 7-point gap over second place, which is New York City, but we also have a game in hand. And today's opponents are actually Columbus, who sit bottom of the Eastern Conference at the moment. So if we win this game in hand, we could potentially go 10 points clear of second place. And then in the second game of the episode, we are taking on third-placed Atlanta United in the Eastern Conference. Now, the other thing to mention is we are currently top of the Supporters' Shield as well. So therefore, the form has been incredibly good. And it feels really good to be top, even though it is relatively early. We're just about getting to the halfway point of the season. Anyway, let's get into the fixtures here. Yeah, so since the previous episode, which was DC United and New York City, we've only lost the one game in the MLS. We've also gotten through to the quarterfinals of the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. Yeah, we started off with a 1-0 victory after the last episode. Fernandez getting the only goal of the game against Toronto FC. Now, we followed this game up with our first loss, well, the only loss since the last episode. And that was, like I said, 3-2 against San Jose Earthquakes. As you can see, we weren't really competitive. We were essentially 2-0 down. We then got an own goal back, which we kind of deserved. But it was a pretty lucky goal. They then went 3-1 up. And then we got a Ruidíaz goal in the 80th minute. I pushed the boys forward. Obviously wanted to try and get the 3-3 equaliser. However, it wasn't to be. And we suffered a defeat. Which is perfectly fine. Because since then, we have actually kicked on. And we followed that up with a 2-1 away victory against FC Cincinnati. Again, a very lucky game. We opened the scoring through Fernandez. Robinho got one back for Cincinnati, and then Ruidíaz, the saviour, in the 90th minute, getting the winning goal of the game and all 3 points. Now, the next game was probably more convincing. We managed to beat Montreal Impact 2-1, again, similar type of result. But this time, we actually went 2-0 up through Ruidíaz and Fernandez. The strike partnership that these two guys have, you'll see it when I go through the squad for today's first game. Their average rating over the last 5 games, because we've actually been scoring heaps of goals, they're like 8.3s at the moment over the last 5 games, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, the next game was a 4-2 victory over LAFC, who are probably the strongest Western Conference opponent we can verse. A brace for Ruidíaz there. Fernandez once again also on the score sheet. And then Greg Garza getting himself a late goal in the 93rd minute. We then managed to beat Minnesota United 3-0 in the 4th round of the US Open Cup. Will Keane getting a bit of a, uncommon goal these days, to be honest. And then we also had Fernandez getting himself a brace, putting us into the 5th round. We then managed to get a bit of revenge, essentially from the last episode, the draw with DC United. We managed to beat them 2-0. Romano and Ruidíaz getting the 2 goals for us there. And another clean sheet. It's worth mentioning the last 4 games have all been clean sheets for us, starting with that Minnesota game. Now, the next game was bittersweet revenge, I would have to say. Of course, Orlando City, we drew them in the 5th round of the Cup. And, of course, they were the team that knocked us out of the Champions League at the start of the season, essentially, or the second episode for this season. We smashed them 5-0 away from home in the Cup. Albeit it is the Cup, but to beat them that badly at their own home ground, it was pretty special. As you can see, Will Keane popping up with 3 goals for himself. I have been starting him in the Cup games, essentially because he's not in anywhere near as good a form as Fernandez and Ruidíaz. So, yeah, he got himself a hat-trick, which is pretty... it's kind of impressive. He scored 2 penalties, so make of that what you will. We also had Fernandez and the man himself, Ben Chen, getting on the score sheet in this cup game. And the most recent game played was a 3-0 victory there over Houston. That was also away from home. And as you can see, it was a very weird game. Zelalem scored the opening goal, then got sent off in the 64th minute. But after that, we scored another 2 goals. So we went down to 10 men, and then Zimmerman and Ruidíaz getting a late goal for himself there as well. Very, very weird result, I would have to say. Now, in regards to the player stats, Fernandez, top goal scorer, 18 goals. He's also got the highest average rating and the most assists, so he's by far our best player at the moment. Although Ruidíaz, as you can see here, has the most player of the match awards. So it's very interesting. Like I said, their strike partnership in this 4-4-2 tactic is incredible. I mean, they're both really good players, so it kind of makes sense. Anyway, as you can see, A+ manager performance from the board as well. I mean, obviously, we're doing the best we ever have since the club was created, so it kind of makes sense. Anyway, let's get into the lineup for today's game. A couple of players coming back in since the last game that I played against Houston. Piete is one of them, and Ogbeta is coming in today for the suspended Abubakar. But apart from that, we got McDermott in goals, Emmanuel right back, Zimmerman will partner Ogbeta in the center of defense, Greg Garza on the left, Romano on the left wing. We're then going to go with Diskerud and Piete. Like I said, he's coming back in, I think, for Zelalem, who is also suspended, I think. Yeah, he's also suspended. He's been playing really well recently, so full credit to Zelalem. Then we also have Cisneros on the right wing, and then up front we've got Fernandez and Ruidíaz. The bench day is going to be Strand, Sigala, Ben Chen, Marcial, Mueller, Mishcic, and Will Keane. All right, let's go. I mean, looking at their lineup, the only player I actually recognize is Zardes up front. Maybe Artur. I think I've seen him before. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've played Columbus a few times, so yeah, we'll just tell the boys to relax, play the natural game. Probably should have gone with the pickup where you left off last time, team talk, but I feel like the natural play, for some reason, just works really well with this team. And I have been using it all season, so I'm not sure if you can put too much bearing on it, but I'm going to. Anyway, we've got the ball here in a pretty decent position. Can Garza get a cross in? He can. Cisneros at the back post. Hits the post, yeah. Literally hit the back post. And almost crossed the line. Garza beats his man. Romano. Fernandez. Oh. You would expect him to score. He's in such good form. Oh, Ruidíaz with a good chance there as well. We're only 5 minutes in. Oh, Diskerud with a shot as well. I mean, we just had like 3 shots on target straight away. Got Zimmerman picking up a yellow card. Gonna ease him off. He's not tackling harder. The centre-backs don't tackle harder. I think it's because it can be quite common for them to get red cards no matter what, because they usually have higher aggression than a lot of other players. So I think that's the reason why this tactic doesn't have them tackling harder, but it does have quite a lot of other players doing that. And Diskerud there, outside the box, with a brilliant little shot. Didn't have too much pace, but it was well placed, as you can see from the replay here. Piete gets it back from Piete, and then, yeah, just a decent shot. Maybe the goalkeeper could have done better, but we're pretty happy. We'll take the 1-0 lead. Obviously, Columbus, they're coming last in the Eastern Conference, so they're probably not. I don't want to jinx myself, but they're not going to put in a strong performance. We'll say that. I might be totally wrong. They might come out and surprise us, but the form that we're in at the moment, I mean, they could be the team to beat it. Actually, to break our form. I wouldn't put it past it. I mean, that was a very chaotic turn of events just there. With Zardes basically just running into our centre-backs. Literally, the ball could have gone anywhere. I mean, we're passing the ball really well. We just need to get some sort of end product. Yete with a nice cross, and there we go, Fernandez. He's been scoring those types of goals all season long so far. And that's his 19th goal of the season. I will be very surprised if he doesn't win the Golden Boot. Had a bit of a voice crack there, but yeah, the Golden Boot. Oh, we've got another highlight straight away as well. Emmanuel to Ruidíaz. Piete. Discarud. To Romano. Oh, it's a bit of a tame shot. Romano's a weird one. I feel like he's a better player than he actually is. He feels very inconsistent. As I say that, he almost scores a header. But, but he didn't. So there we go. Been a pretty long first half. I know we are 2-0 up. Vasquez is in behind for Columbus, but that's a really good save by McDermott. I'm really glad that I put McDermott back in. I feel like he's really been super solid as Ruidíaz gives away a free kick just outside the box. Literally on the corner of the box there. But it's well defended for now. Fernandez steals the ball away. Can he launch Ruidíaz? Few players are getting into the box. Interesting cross all the way out to Gaza. Sadiskarud. Oh, it's a good save. I thought it might have just snuck in there. The keeper did very well. Discarud again. And Rogers, the goalkeeper, claims it. I'm hoping we'll get to half-time relatively soon. Piete. Interesting square ball. Romano. Yeah, I don't know. Romano's not playing too well today. Now Columbus are on the counter-attack through Zardes. Got a great cross there. And I think we deal with it relatively easily. As long as we don't get the ball away. Nice ball out to Romano. But he gives the ball away again. Like I said, he's not playing too well. The rest of the team is playing relatively well. Oh, McDermott with a massive save. Get rid of the ball. Oh my god, Emmanuel. Alright, Piete's picked up a yellow card at the end of this first half as well. Alright, I kind of want to bring Romano off. Apparently, he's on a 7. I don't know about that. That's it's very weird. Anyway, we'll ease Piete off. Apparently Cisneros is only on a 6.7, so probably just due to limited involvement, I would say. I think we'll bring Mueller on at some stage, probably in a few minutes. Around the 60-minute mark. Like I've said recently, guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel because we will have a new series out. I'm thinking it's either going to be on Wednesday or Thursday. The new series is going to be released. Of course, the Milan series is wrapping up as we get another goal here. A third goal. Another one for Fernandez. He's up to number 20 for the season as well. Didn't actually see the goal properly. But yeah, very similar. I mean, good to see him score from a header. Because I feel like most of the crosses he's been sort of volleying or taking it down and then shooting. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, we'll make the sub now. Mueller can come on for Cisneros. And I guess we'll bring Mizcic on as well. As you can see, Romano's rating dropped to a 6.8. Probably more reflective of what I was sort of seeing on the pitch. Just over 20 minutes, including stoppage time left. Got Mueller passing inside to Diskerud. Bit of a weird ball there to play into Fernandez, but yeah, we've lost it. Columbus breaking forward. They've got men in the box. Mokhtar, oh, that's a great shot. Absolute screamer. Fair play to him. That's a really good shot. I mean, there was no one out pressuring him, so kind of makes me a little bit upset. But yeah, just absolutely bangs that. Nice goal to see, even if it is us conceding it. 3-1. We're still in the driver's seat. But I think like another goal would be ideal. Mueller, there we go. 4-1. Chris Mueller off the bench. Doing exactly what Cisneros couldn't do. And a nice header as well. And then, yeah, very good cross there from Gaza. Left back to right wing. Alright, we've got Emmanuel picking up a yellow card. I think I'll just let it play out. Realistically, I don't think he's going to pick up a second one there. But I have to say, this result was kind of expected. We are versing the last place team in our conference. But it does kind of show you what we can do to teams and what we have been doing so far this season. Who was that? Is that Emmanuel? He literally just got turned by, I think, a regen. I think Juarez is a regen. Yeah, Gali Juarez. Very weird to be turned by a regen who's probably not that good. Although he's breaking forward. Fair play to the lad. And he gets tackled. Okay. That should be full time. We've only got a few seconds left. Blow the whistle, ref. There we go. Full time. 4-1 victory over Columbus Crew. Very nice result there. Ooh, Gaza, man of the match. Surprised Fernandez didn't get it. That's very, very random. And I'm currently trying to get a player in, so what I'll do now is I'll skip forward the 4 days and I'll bring you back with the lineup for the Atlanta United game. Alright, so let's get into the lineup. There's only going to be one change for this game compared to the Columbus game, and that is Emmanuel got suspended for picking up that yellow card late in the last game, so therefore the returning Josh Ripken is going to come in to the starting lineup. He just came back from injury. Wasn't exactly playing too well before the injury, so I'm a little bit worried. Actually, now that I look at it, let's bring Mueller in. Of course, he scored the goal in the last game. Cisneros, I mean, he suffered that pretty bad injury, and he's kind of fallen off a little bit. He's also 28. It might be time for us to move on from him. Of course, Mueller is about relatively the same stats, more or less. But of course, Mueller is American, and Cisneros takes up an international spot. So, might be time to move on from him. Maybe we can find a better option for right wing with that international slot. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway. Yeah, so basically the same starting lineup, but we're going to change both the right back and the right winger going forward. Let's get into it. Of course, we're taking on Atlanta United. They're a very good team. Of course, I did a series with them on FM19. Looking at their lineup, a lot of different players. Goslin is a player I remember from last year's game. And then, of course, Martinez up front. But apart from that, it's very, very different to what I remember. Anyway, like I said, we're going to stick with the usual team talk that I give, which is just relax, play a natural game, and we'll see how we go. We've got Zimmerman again picking up a nice early yellow card for himself. Along with Romano there. Not even 10 minutes into the game. We already have 2 players on yellow cards. A little bit worrying. A little bit. Ooh, Martinez almost got on the end of that. I mean, what's happening here? This is, I guess, a bit of a bug. I don't know. The keeper and the players just stand there for a few seconds. It's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's not exactly game-breaking or anything like that. Looks like we are going to try and play out from the back a little bit. Romano. Cutting inside. The nice chip over the top to Ruidíaz, but that's a brilliant challenge there from the Atlanta defender. Got Garza with a corner. And Horvath, the goalkeeper, does indeed claim that one. If you could smash the like button, guys, I'd very much appreciate it. Still really enjoying this series. I think this one's going to continue for a little while longer. I know a lot of you guys are still enjoying it as well. Still pulling in quite a few likes on every video, which is nice to see from my perspective. It's always nice to see people actually enjoying the content that you're putting out. So thank you. And here we go. We got Fernandez in behind. Can he score? No, he can't. Another really good save by the goalkeeper there. You could see he was trying to just slot it into that near post. Ooh, that was such a good opportunity. A Bubikar. Not exactly the player I wanted it to fall to. You would think if that was Fernandez or Ruidíaz, it might be 1-0. Not your big centre-back. Anyway, Mueller to Ruidíaz. Can he get across? And yes, he can. Piette! Oh, such a good shot. The pullbacks really work for the Mazzalas, I feel like. And of course, both Diskerud and Piette, along with Zelalem, have all been scoring goals from either just inside the box, like this one, or just outside the box, like in the previous game. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think this tactic it's very, very strong, attacking. Oh, Ruidíaz, he's got to do better than better in that situation, I should say. Better than that. Oh, nice ball by Ruidíaz into Fernandez, but another really good save by their goalkeeper. Again, you would kind of expect Fernandez to maybe score that one, considering his form. And, of course, how good of a player he is. I still can't believe we got him for, like, 6k or something like that from Barcelona. Or maybe, like, 14k. Something ridiculous. And the kid is a really, really good striker. Anyway, we're coming forward again here. Piette out to Ripken. Not a bad cross. And Romano with a brilliant header. I was talking a bit of crap about him last game. And now he's scored a relatively good goal. So fair play to him. Yeah, good cross by Ripken as well. Piette setting up the entire move there. Yeah, I mean, that's further out than the penalty spot from Romano. Really good header. Quite impressed. Alright, we're about to go into half-time. And we hit the crossbar. I think that was a good save by Horvath. getting some hands to it, deflecting it onto the crossbar itself. We go into half-time with a 2-0 lead, which is perfect. Especially considering, we are the home team, so I do expect us to try and at least win our home games at the very least. Fernandez, he just can't seem to score today. On a 6.5, we might actually have to take him off. And I think we can bring Keane on. Part of me is tempted to actually sell Keane. But if I actually do that, if I do that, it does leave us a little bit short because we won't have any other strikers apart from the regens that we've got through the draft. As Joseph Martinez, he's on 22 goals as well. Gets one back there for Atlanta. So he's got more goals than Fernandez. Now that is ridiculous. But yeah, Rivas with a really... it was kind of a deflected cross, actually. I wanted to say that it was really good, but I think it deflected off of Garza at the last second. Anyway, 2-1. Their first shot on target as well. A little bit frustrating. Anyway, we're going to bring Keane on for Fernandez. And then I think we will... Yeah, we'll bring Cisneros on. I mean, Mueller's not playing well. Bit similar to last game for Cisneros. Hopefully he can come on and actually score a goal in similar fashion to Mueller last game. So, looking for the Mexican to stand up. He hasn't really done much since returning from injury. And of course, he was, at one stage, probably my favourite player, apart from Ben Chen, in the series. And there we go, Rivas getting a second goal and the equaliser for Atlanta United there. They're a good team, and they've come back, and I'm a little bit worried. Bit of a weak goal to concede. But yeah, a nice finish there by Rivas. And of course, he set up the first goal for Martinez as well. A little bit frustrating considering that's only their second shot on target, and they've literally got 2 goals. Whereas we have 10 shots on target and only 2 goals, so seems a little bit unfair. Anyway, I still think we can win the match. Cisneros to Ruidiaz, Ripken. Oh, he's got to try and get a cross in there. There we go. Keane. Oh, Romano. That's a beautiful goal. It was a little bit, messed up, I would say. But then Keane with a nice little header down to Romano. This bit here was a little bit ugly. But then Ripken gets it back, puts a nice cross in. Keane gently heads it down to Romano, who blasts it in the back of the net. And we go up once again, 3-2. Going to be a hard-fought victory, this one, if we're going to pull it out of the bag. Alright, we've got a few more yellow cards. I'm just going to ease both Ripken and Garza off of tackles, just because they're set to tackle harder. And they're both on yellows now, so... Alright, we've got 5 or 6 minutes left, plus stoppage time. Atlanta are coming forward. Rivas and Martinez, both obviously the danger men for Atlanta. Oh, we've stolen the ball away there. Good stuff. Come on. Diskerud. Oh, takes a shot, and that's a great save by their keeper. I thought that might have been going top corner. Top bins. It was on its way. Diete. Oh, blocked. Garza. Shoots. Oh, and that's a weird save. It sort of just hit him. Didn't really know too much about it, the goalkeeper. Bit unlucky from Garza there. Keane. Oh, he loses the ball, but passes it to Abubakar. He goes back to Diskerud. Beats his man. Garza, Romano. I mean, we're losing the ball like crazy at the moment, but we're still winning it back somehow. He's screwed. Oh, it's a bad shot. Very bad shot. Now, all four members of our back line are on yellow cards, as well as two of our midfielders. That makes me extremely nervous. And Ripken loses a ball. They're in behind. Counter-attack. Fernandez. Oh, McDermott with a massive save. Keeping the 3 points alive. And it looks like that they've brought on another striker in place of a midfielder. They're obviously pushing for that equaliser. Oh, and luckily for us, McDermott comes out of the box. Well, not out of the box, but out of his 6-yard box. And literally takes the ball off of Joseph Martinez's foot. I was expecting him to get a goal there. Anyway, Garza coming forward to Keane, who plays a shocking ball. That was a shocking ball. If we concede here, I'm going to be... Oh man, that was so close. I was gonna rage. What a horrible way to give the ball away. He literally crossed it backwards to their player. Anyway, 3-2 victory, we'll take it. It's a really good win over a strong Atlanta United team. As you can see, that puts us 10 points clear of New York, and of course Atlanta. They've dropped down a little bit into 4th place now, but they still have a game in hand, so they should still be around the 3rd place position as well. Anyways, that's going to be it for the episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you could drop a like, it'd be much appreciated. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got the new series, the new challenge long-term series coming out a little bit later in the week. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when that does come out. And as always, apart from that, take it easy and goodbye.